All right, looks like I'm live. We have not gotten Alil yet, but welcome everybody. We will be starting real soon. Anyone that wants to join in on the chat, now's the time. All right, Alil, you should be on any second now. And you get to see behind the scenes while I do a little research for this one. All right, Alil. Ready. All right, so we've got somebody watching. I don't know who it is. Might be me. We'll find out. And let's see if we can read a little bit about this episode. No Alil yet. And it looks like one person's watching, but it might just be me. So if you're watching, say hi. That way I know you're out there. Yeah, nobody yet. I don't know, Lil.
What time are you supposed to start?
8 o'clock. He said, "Are we ready?" And then he hasn't jumped on yet, so I'm waiting for him. But nobody's watching us right now, so it won't matter. I'll edit all this out. Come on, Alil.
I need to put the dryer on.
Go ahead. I can take the sound out.
It's like just like 30 minutes. I didn't know if I should just wait, but you guys aren't getting on.
Yeah, they can see it. Anybody watching? Couldn't see it, Martha. I saw you go by, but didn't see the belly.
Because I lifted my shirt
Oh my gosh.
and was scratching my belly.
Unbelievable.
Want me to shut the door some? Is that better?
Yeah, that helps. Come on,
I gotta
man.
go hang my shower.
Still no Alil. He's trying. We're having some technical difficulties. Weird. Closing that. Still no Alil. Still no. There he is. Hey, man. Uh-oh. You're muted. I don't hear anything.
Hold on.
There you are.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, now I do.
All right.
It's super exciting, too.
Why?
It's not.
All right.
Why? So you ready for this one?
Sure.
We're late, but nobody's watching. So welcome to the Nuff Said podcast. We are talking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, Episode 14, The Man Behind the Shield. And I'm one of your hosts. I'm Rob Southgate. With me is...
Alil Knitza.
Hello, Alil. How are you?
I'm all right, Rob.
Yeah, did you like this episode?
It was okay. It was...
I liked it.
It was predictable.
You thought it was all predictable, even the twist.
What? The twist? Or the predictable place where this was going?
Yeah, no, I actually agree with you. I liked the episode, though. I liked, okay,
Yeah.
if we take the episode as a standalone episode, it was actually doing a lot of what S.H.I.E.L.D. should be doing. Like, I was watching it going, they're doing the spy stuff. They've got the good, like, Marvel dialogue between Phil and May, and, like, there was just a lot of stuff going on. The Superior was just, that ended up just being
It was
lame.
weak.
Completely
His backstory about them trying to get the 084.
Yeah, dumb. Who cared?
Yeah, you tied it back to, you know, the serum or whatever, you know.
Right. You were trying to tie it all in, but it was irrelevant, I felt.
It was. And, you know, especially seeing Ada, like, keep peeking in and checking in on things. It was just so,
Right.
like...
She kept looking over, looking
Yeah,
in
like,
the thing at him.
Yeah, and then when he gave that little speech to her about, like, being, like, her being, I forgot, like, dirty or whatever, I was just like, okay, well, like, to me, that means you're irrelevant. You're like, you're done. This will be your last episode, unless, again, they make him a LMD as well and use that.
Right.
But
so basically, like, half the team is LMDs, right?
Well, everybody except for Fitz and Simmons. And here's the twist. What if one of them are an LMD?
Like, it turns out Simmons is, because Fitz is the one that figured it out. And then it's like, oh no. And she was jealous. It turns out she was jealous of another robot the whole time.
Maybe.
Like, I know you're checking out that robot because you're checking out this robot. Could be.
Yeah. I don't think they're going there. I think that how they have it played out with...
So are they going to have...
versus the group...
Are they just going to have them in the second season shut down all the LMDs and then, like, they all, ooh, and then they look like C-3PO when he shuts down? Yeah, shut down, sir.
No, it'll be
and then all of a sudden they walk out and they're like, oh, hey, we're all better.
Yeah, it'll be like the droids at the, once they...
Didn't I just say that?
blew up the ship. You said C-3PO, not droids.
Remember when he went to sleep?
I did. But
so you like yours better, that they all just shut off when...
Because it's multiple, not just C-3PO asking to be shut off.
Oh, okay.
It's they hit out the mothership or and everything drops, like, or just like if you want to use the Avengers,
and they hit the mothership and everything.
Off.
Yeah.
It's terrible, but I still love the Avengers. But
so do I. But yeah, terrible. You know what? And actually, maybe this does represent the MCU pretty well, because a lot of times the MCU villain is actually not that great, and like they're a little weaker than what you expect, and that's what this guy was. He was very weak. He was one of the weakest.
And Feige even talked to that in an interview. He's like, the villains are there to move the hero story forward, and it's not about the villains,
right?
So,
but I think that if they strengthen the villains, it would make it a lot better. Because, like, in Guardians, Ronan was lame. I mean, Ronan was okay.
And it still made Guardians a phenomenal movie.
It is. But you know what? It would have been that much better if the stakes were higher because the villain was better.
No, you know what? I don't think so.
Look at the Bond movies where the villain is really solid. It makes the Bond movie better. Same thing here.
Yeah, but when the villain is solid, we tend to care less about Bond. I feel that.
Oh, I don't think so.
I
The
do
stakes
think
are
so.
higher. Bond could actually die if the villain was
Bond
higher.
is never going to die.
No,
if anybody ever believed that, they're a fool.
Right, but in these movies, supposedly people will die, and if
We
the
don't know
villain,
that. I don't
if the
believe
stakes
anybody's
are high
gonna die.
enough, you might believe somebody's going to die, and they might just kill him.
Yeah.
They could, and then bring him back. Now they can bring everybody back as an LMD. Literally, nobody ever dies in the MCU.
Except for what's her face, who will never
Dead.
be back.
Dead.
Huh?
Agent Carter?
No, not
Dead.
Carter. What's her face? Lucy Lawless.
Lucy Lawless
will never be back. Never.
What if they bring her back and she is an LMD? Would that count? That'd be amazing.
No.
That would be amazing.
That would be very disappointing. That's where it would be. It was a good episode. Like I said, it just seemed it was filler to get us to this point where
it was
now
filler.
It's Coulson is an LMD and spoiler alert, Mac is an LMD and
Daisy's an
LMD and director's an LMD. I'm just curious, was director who was getting beat up an LMD? Like, when did they swap him out? I'm
right. When did that happen?
Yeah.
When they were beating him up, wouldn't they have taken a little flesh off that guy and found out like, ooh, there's robotic center here? Like what happened to May?
They were just beating him. So I mean, I could see. I mean, they like even when May, like it took a big hit for her to get that point. So the only thing I would have said is like it wouldn't have they would have been getting hurt as much as he was.
Sure. Yeah, I would think. You're hitting metal.
I guess, yeah. I mean, unless they were LMDs already and it was just all a stage. Just LMDs everywhere.
I like the actor that played the Russian, but he was just wasted on here. He was irrelevant. I thought we were leading to, like, throughout this half of the season, this big reveal of the Superior. So we were already talking last week about how disappointed we were. But tonight it was just like, okay, you've got this dumb backstory. Just it can be over.
Oh, it's over, right? I mean,
just make it over. And I liked stuff at the beginning of the episode until we actually dealt with the Russians. I was intrigued. I was intrigued when they they're jet setting. They're going across the world. They end up in Alaska, and they're like, we're going here. That is what this show does well. It's like, hey, we've got the technology. We're gonna be solving something. We're going across the world. They end up there. They find this mystery, which is, why is this all Coulson on the wall? And it starts to unravel. And I'm like, okay, it was a little weak, but it was visually interesting. The map of Coulson he had. Yeah. Like, there was a lot of that was working for me.
But again, it led to nothing.
It led to nothing. That's where the problem was. But the scenes with the Felinda scenes were actually, I liked them. I liked seeing the old, level 3 May talking to Coulson and saying, I got to stay away from agents. Like, and when they told the story about the two of them being undercover, and she's like, it took you, like 10 minutes to get my bra open. That was pretty funny. I like how he was like the Coulson in the Avengers too. He was a little dorkier.
Well, right. I mean,
a little greener, but he played it well.
Yeah, I mean, this is before everything that happened. I mean, I don't know.
I liked it.
I did, and I didn't, because it's like, again, it was tying into nothing. You're trying to now sell us on the Coulson and May story. Like, they could have hooked up back then before she had her, love affair with her husband. And
I'm okay with that, because I think that was all true. I think this whole time we've been watching, even from the first episode, we knew there was some history with those two, and there was always an attraction, which is why that Felinda thing was out there, just like the Fitzsimmons was out there. Okay, well, you don't have to.
I really hate that. Like, I'm just saying, like that. Like, Fitzsimmons is different. Like,
it is. They didn't need to do
I
these
don't know.
others, but you know what? Talk to the people in my house. Martha and Molly totally want Coulson and May to get together. Have this whole time. So whatever they're writing
you
works
realize
for them.
when that happens, one of them is going to die or the show ends.
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Fitz and Simmons haven't. No one's died.
What fits in the Simmons? Coulson is the main character. This is like any TV series you watch where the main character gets the girl.
I've also
who
told
is
you
one of the other parts of the main cast.
I've also told you before. I believe that they're leading up to May dying. I think it's going to be this year or next year at the latest. I really do. I think they are leading us down a path to kill May. It's unfortunate because she's one of my favorite characters. They haven't done a lot with her. They're just now starting to do stuff with her again. But I think they last year left breadcrumbs that it was going to be her. I think this year it's been kind of leading that way. Like they could very well leave her not coming out of that coma. And when they shut down the LMDs, she goes with it, which when Phil comes out, no, I lost the LMD and I lost her. You know, that could happen.
Yeah.
Big tragedy.
And again, that there's your proof of what I've said. Like if they get it together or get to that point of almost being the other, one of them is going to die.
Okay.
It's just
they don't have to, but it's going to.
Because it's how these shows are built. Because like once it's all about the chase,
right?
You know, when it comes to these things, and once the chase is over, you've got really bland storytelling for a long period of time, unless they somehow make a breakup and blah blah blah. Then then it gets away from being what the show should have been.
But they don't. The show doesn't need to be about that. The show could easily be what we've talked about. Have that if they got together, they could take the focus off of it. Then they could build relationships with Mac and Yo-Yo. They could build they have other ways to go. They've tried it with some of these other.
Do you care about Mac and Yo-Yo? I don't.
They could make you care about it.
No.
I don't care. No.
I don't care. They're not going to make me care about it.
No. But there are things they could do. They haven't given Daisy a solid, real ship. The ones that she's had have been terrible. Except for Ward.
Well, I mean, yeah,
the Ward one was fantastic. They had him and Melinda, and then they had him and Daisy, and you're like, wait a minute. And then he turns into Evil, and then Hive, and then he's going to come back as an LMD. Wait till he walks in as an LMD.
That would be pretty funny. That would be.
You know it's going to happen. He's going to come walking in, and he's going to be hooking up with the LMD Melinda May.
Oh.
Could happen.
I mean, it could.
And the real Daisy will be jealous. Or maybe the LMD Daisy will be jealous.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Are
you an LMD, Alil?
I should be. I'm confused in a way where this show is going.
You're kind of a life model D-bag, aren't you?
Always. Isn't this supposed to be a family show?
LMD bag.
I'm just overall confused on what this show is supposed to be about now. Like I get we're at the LMD, but what are we building up to here in this second season? Because
it seems like they have stopped building up to what they were building up to, and they're going to build into something new now. All we're building up to now is the Radcliffe story. That is it.
But is the Radcliffe story strong enough?
No, I don't think so. And I think that the Russian story is where they act. The superior story is where they had meet. And they ended up saying, well, no, we don't want to do that. We want to stick to this Radcliffe story where he's making everybody LMDs and it's all going crazy. Yeah, but that's not that strong.
No,
I'd rather him be this peripheral villain that's causing trouble because he's got the Darkhold. And they could very easily wipe that out. Have Doctor Strange show up, take the Darkhold, take Radcliffe off to prison. The story's over.
You know Doctor Strange is not.
Well, he's not going to, but some lackey is going to show up and be like, Doctor Strange sent me to take the Darkhold. Oh, Steven sent you? Here.
Yeah,
it's going to be something like that if they do it. They've got to do that.
My fear is here. I'm curious what these ratings have been for this big part of this second half. With this being not that strong.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're getting next season.
All right, I'm looking it up. I'm going to see where we're at.
Okay. I'm telling you because if ABC and Marvel Television, they've got everything going in the right direction with with Netflix. Maybe they're gonna just say, you know what, it's Inhumans to focus. That might be the way to go. Fox has got Legion and an X-Men series coming out.
Right.
We need to keep up with that as well. Because you know what, I know I'm only an episode and a half in on Legion, even though it's pretty damn pretty good.
Amazing.
And it's
amazing.
And they're not doing anything to connect you to anything.
No.
There's nothing there, but they're
No.
it's good storytelling.
It is. It's excellent.
Where I think here
you've got a solid showrunner that's doing something autonomously there, and I think that's part of it. We don't have that here.
No, and
not that the showrunners are bad; it's that they cannot operate outside of the Marvel umbrella, and I think that's causing trouble for them. And I think that's why Legion worked, because if they had done it as an X-Men series first and foremost, like they had talked about, you have to be tying into that continuity some. There's a lot more that they have to do. Legion is this peripheral character. Yeah, he's important, but they don't ever have to have him enter that X-Men universe.
No.
And they can tell stories that are completely outside, and that works. Okay, so here we go. Last season, it said they averaged 1.18 with 18 to 49 demographics with 3.43 million total viewers, okay, live and same day. This year,
1.8 is not good.
No. It's been steadily declining. It started out the
Ghost Rider stuff, I'm sure, started out strong.
It started out. Let's just go with forget the 1.8 and all that, because the demo, it's awful. If you go by the 18 to 49 demo, it's a 1.11 on the first episode. It never it goes to 0.86, 0.88, 0.75. It just keeps going down. There's one little spike when it came back for the LMD, the beginning of the season, to a 0.82. That's not much of a spike. We're now sitting at a 0.6. 2.125 million viewers. It went up a little bit this week from last week, but I mean, you're sitting here in the 2 million viewer range, which is not very promising. Although they've said they're not doing anything with it, that doesn't mean they're not going to.
No, exactly. I mean, I know they keep, because why do they keep saying that? Because they still have half a season to film. They want the ratings.
Right. They don't want people to bail on it. If you know it's going away, you might bail on it.
Right. Exactly. We would be changing the structure of this show. I don't think it's coming back.
I don't think so either.
I'm disappointed
that's really
that it's not. And especially listening to those numbers, I didn't think they were that bad. I don't think I've ever heard anything be below a 1.
Especially for something that should be kind of a tentpole show for you.
Yeah.
And really legitimately still should. I still say they could right the ship. They started to with Ghost Rider, and then it fell off the rails a little bit, and that's where you see these numbers start to go down. If they took a completely different approach, if they radically attacked the second half of this season, you could see those numbers start to climb up again. Give it another shot, see what happens. Maybe make it a half a season next year. Maybe only commit to 13 episodes next year and try this radical shift. You might be able to salvage this thing and make something cool out of it. But between you and I'm looking at those numbers and I'm thinking, yeah, I'd probably cut my losses. We got enough going on with Marvel TV.
Yeah, it's not a big. I mean, yeah. So it's the one blip failure in all of Marvel's.
Well, is it a failure? It made it 4 seasons. That's not really a failure. I know 5 years is the mark.
If you look at the numbers, and if you look at just because Disney owns ABC and Disney owns Marvel, those are the excuses.
Right.
If this was on any other network, it wouldn't have made past season 2.
True.
And that's the thing. You look at that, and
I mean, I've had a great time. I think it's been a fun ride, but I also think that a lot of times we end up with the same conversation where we're disappointed.
That's the thing. Like, there's things they could do here. They could, especially with Ada. I mean, we can get the Squadron Supreme in here. Something different. Something we know we're never going to see on TV or in the movies.
if they're
never gonna
slipping
get
into
swept.
oblivion here, they're not going to put their money into that kind of thing.
Well, of course they're not. No, we're not going to get it this season. We're not getting that. Whatever this LMD. What episode was this?
14.
We still have
Are they gonna
seven episodes left.
Yeah. That's why I said they're doing like a 3-tier approach, because this really ended the LMD, that part of the storyline with that they were building up. Nadir and the Supreme and all that. That's all irrelevant
Right.
now.
And that's the thing. Like
It's all gone.
everybody who was a threat is gone. And
none of them, I didn't think any of them were much of a threat. I mean, here, the Russian guy is a guy that I don't like Inhumans, and I'm going to beat people up. I don't have superpowers or anything.
and he blames Coulson because
he blames
he's always
Coulson.
around. I'm like,
You've always been there. You know what? We lost 3 men. We lost 3 men I had to dig up and say goodbye to. That's motivation. No, it isn't. They weren't his family or anything. It wasn't like Coulson inadvertently killed his wife and he wanted, a blood revenge on him. That would be a little bit more interesting. This was, you killed 3 soldiers, even though you didn't. I'm blaming you and I'm coming after you. It's not much. I mean, I'm sure technically throughout his career, he could probably go back and find a ton of people that would want to kill him for that. Hell, look at all the people May has killed when you start seeing her backstory stuff. You've got a million people with better motivation than what we saw from this guy.
Definitely.
So,
yeah, and it's disappointing. Like, and it's not that the villain thing. It's just like their storylines. It's like, and who knows? Maybe next week this whole LMD fight can be awesome, and then Radcliffe and the Darkhold can.
I hope so.
Do something, opens up a portal. I don't know.
I hold out hope.
I just hope that they don't. I just hope that they don't open up a portal and Ward pops out like.
Yeah, or we get, if there's 7 episodes left, we get 6 filler episodes leading us to the end. Could happen.
True.
And then they do this big thing at the end, like, oh, people are going to die, and all this is trying to boost the ratings, but the game's already over at that point.
Yeah.
We will have to wait and see.
We will.
I did like the episode, but it's not one that's going to grab viewers. They're not going to get secondary viewing where everyone's talking about it tomorrow and saying, you got to go and watch it on Comcast or on Apple
Hulu
TV.
or whatever.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
And that's the thing. Like, I know, God, 2 million viewers. I mean, that's not a lot.
No.
I know they moved the time slots so the competition is less. I mean, they're fighting views in some channels, some stations. So they want.
Low.
It is, but and I'm wondering if that's why we're getting this kind of, and I don't want to say production quality, because I think the show looks great, but I'm saying there's not a lot of effects. There's not a lot. I mean, it's
right.
People are fighting in a room. It's dark in the room, so you're not seeing a lot of things going on.
Right.
And then
sets are kind of staying stagnant too.
Yeah.
I mean, you think back to when they were traveling all over the world and you were seeing these locations that were outside. The sets today were interior shots. In fact, I was looking at them going, I think they've used these before a lot.
Probably.
So, all right, let's stop complaining. Let's wrap it up.
All right.
That was enough. Follow us on Twitter at Nuff Said Podcast. Follow us on Facebook. Just look up Nuff Said Podcast there. We'll make sure we're posting when we're going to be on YouTube Live and the different things we have going. Next week should be the premiere of Charlie and Maz doing Jessica Jones. That'll be on Fridays. And we will have another Marvel Mighty Nuff Said Reading Club on Saturday on our YouTube channel, which is Nuff Said Universe. You can follow me on Twitter at rsouthgate. And Alil, where can they find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at LOGEEKZ for the League of Geeks podcast.
And you can also go to their YouTube channel and you can watch their live show from last Saturday, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube.
Sorry for us complaining.
Yeah. Tell your friends, share it, get in conversation with us. If we're wrong, tell us. If we're right, then definitely tell us. That's it.
Don't tell Rob he doesn't need to hear that he's right, at all.
I don't need to hear it. I already know. That's it, everybody. Enough said.
Enough said.